What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So, I'm watching Drink Champs with Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti is on Drink Champs with Noriega. And he tells Nori flat out, Fat Joe is no longer a brother of mine. I'm paraphrasing, but he said something along the lines of that. Fat Joe is not a brother of his. Right? And it's not surprising at all. I knew this was going to happen. For those who follow Fat Joe and watch his interviews, Fat Joe has always spoke lovingly about Irv Gotti and the whole Murder Inc. crew. Right? He described Irv and Ja Rule and them as brothers, right? That was his brothers. That's his guys. He stood strongly with Murder Inc. when they was going through their situation with 50. And his alignment with Ja Rule is what got 50 and Fat Joe in the beef in the first place, right? Because him and Irv and all of them was tight. You know, Ashanti was on What's Love, that little song with that. And he was on, of course, I'm From New York with Ja Rule, right? And you know, you're like, yo, that's his brother. But what happened was, for y'all who forgot, last year Irv Gotti was on Drink Champs. He started speaking about, you know, his love life and, you know, talking like a young boy, like a high school dude, or not a high school, a dude that, you know, his glory days was in high school, and he talked about the bad chick he had in high school, and he get to talking about it all on the camera, telling the world about, oh, I wrote this song after we had sex, and saying, you know, Irv was saying stuff like that, right? Oh, Ashanti bought me this and bought me that. I bought her this, I bought her that. I put all that money into her. I had her looking fly, I had her looking good. You know, Irv up there, he going to town about Ashanti, right? Talking about how he first found out she was messing with Nelly and how pissed off he was, and he's saying all type of, I think he called her a bitch and all that type of shit. Not being it's disrespectful. Not like saying all this, but referring to her as a bitch in the story. I got the, you know, he going in. It was disrespectful, and it was way too much, right? I mean, bro, it just sounded like a dude who is a scorned ex-lover who was pissed off that he didn't get the woman in a certain light he wanted her, or he was pissed at the little pretty boy dude with the waves, swole, you know, in shape ass dude went and pulled his shorty. He pissed off about it to this goddamn day, and I know he probably even mad because Nelly and Ashanti back together now, right? But nonetheless, right? After Irv was on the Drink Champs last year saying all that about Ashanti, Fat Joe gets on his platform. You know, he was doing his whole thing on YouTube and Instagram. He basically said, he said Irv Gotti is a sucker. Irv Gotti is a sucker, right? Hold on. Now, Irv Gotti did some sucker stuff that was clowned out of him to do. But if you Irv's brother, if you close with Irv like that, that's your man's like that. You don't publicly come out and trash him and ridicule him and call him a sucker, right? From my understanding, a sucker in New York terms, or even not even just in New York terms, older dudes, you call him a sucker. That's like calling him a goofy in Chicago. You know, you call somebody a goofy in Chicago, that's like calling them the B word, right? So he basically calling Irv all type of like a cornball, essentially. He a lame, he a sucker, all that. You don't call your homie a sucker because you don't like what he did. You disagree with certain things he said or did. You call that man, right? I don't care if you, because some people saying, well, Irv's disrespectful Ashanti was out in public, so he should address it in public. No. Because y'all not finna do no shit like that. Y'all not. If that was your man and that was your man's, and that's your brother, y'all ain't gonna do that to y'all brother. Y'all ain't gonna do that to y'all homegirl. Even if y'all feel like she do some foul shit. You gonna be like, hold on, what you doing? You gonna call them personally, you gonna text them, you gonna talk on the phone and tell them that personally. You not gonna tell the world and broadcast to the world that they clowned out. They a sucker, they foul, they lame. No. And even if he did feel like Irv was wrong, because Fat Joe does have a close relationship to Ashanti. He really called Ashanti his little sister, his sis. But you got a relationship strongly with both of them. So at that point, you say, man, listen, I don't like what happened. I think Irv was wrong. I heard Irv apologizes, but I still love them both. They're still my family. I hope they can reconcile this, and I hope everything just blows over because they both are good people. Whatever. You address it in that manner. But to come out and flat out call him a damn sucker, bro, what? You asking to fall out with Irv. You know he gonna get mad about that. You know he gonna get pissed off, dog. How would Fat Joe would respond the same way if somebody called him a sucker for something he did, right? When he was calling, who was he calling? All type of, BITC, Lil Mo and them, all type of BITCHs and all that type of stuff. If somebody would have came out and called him a sucker, called him a chump and all that type of shit when he did all that with Lil Mo and them, what? He would have been pissed the hell off. Fat Joe would have been mad, ready to fight somebody. He would have ended the friendship and deaded it there. So what did he expect? What really happened was, man, Joe, he tried to increase his brand. He trying to make his brand, broaden his brand much bigger than what it is now. And I get it. Everybody trying to have careers after they finish with rapping. Who's to say Joe is finished rapping? Because he might come out with another album, right? But he's at the latter stages of his career, and he's trying to find his, his second career. And so he wants to be a media person. He came out with the yesterday's price is not today's price, right? Today's price is not yesterday, whatever shit. Yesterday's price is not today's price. That's what he say, right? And it made his rounds all across social media. He started calling himself Jopra, like Oprah, right? And he trying to get into the media avenue. He knows that if he trashes Irv Gotti for talking like that about Ashanti, he gonna get a lot of people on his side, and particularly women. Right? Women gonna come over to his side and be like, "Oh my God, we stand a king. We stand a king." He told Irv Gotti. He told Irv off. He snapped on Irv Gotti. He cussed Irv out. He made Irv Gotti feel small. Yeah, that's what a man's supposed to do. He know he gonna get kudos and applause for coming at Irv and calling him a sucker flat out, right? And he gonna drive up subscribers on his channel, viewers on his Instagram lives, all of that. It's gonna turn up his media type of career and his momentum in the media game. If he says something like that, people are gonna be on his side and say, "Oh my God, he took up for Ashanti." Yes. It's more. It's more beneficial for him to diss Irv than for him to be neutral. Right? And so he took the route where, look, I'm going to go where it's beneficial for me to take. I'm going to go to where the benefits are. I'm going to trash Irv. I'm going to call Irv a sucker and a clown, as if you don't know Irv. As if you don't call that Irv your brother. As if you don't got Irv's phone number. As if you and Irv have not been together in the trenches in certain situations like Fat Joe has discussed. So, of course, Irv going to get mad at you, man. You tried to get the pounds and handshakes and the love from all the women. Oh my God, we stand a king. You tried to get everybody on your side by calling him a sucker. You basically called your brother a weirdo in public. And now what did you expect was going to happen? Yeah, he ain't going to fuck with you no more. And I understand it, even though he did do some weirdo shit, but you supposed to talk about that behind closed doors. Listen, I didn't have certain stuff going on with some of my friends before, right? I done had a friend do some shit that I thought was wrong and foul to one of my other friends, right? I was pissed off at him and I told him on the phone. I didn't get on social media making no subliminals and all that, because there was some other people around the situations that was making subliminals on social media. I wasn't doing none of that shit. I'm going to call you. I'm going to tell you wrong. I don't agree with you. I'm going to tell you foul. All that. And I'm going to tell you I don't like it. And then, of course, you a grown man. You going to do what you want to do. That person going to do what you want to do. I love you, but you foul as fuck. You know what I mean? Right? I didn't go out here trying to bash him publicly to look good in the limelight, to look like I'm just an upstanding, all American, just my moral compass is 100%, even though some foul shit took place. So I'm looking like, yeah, I feel Irv not wanting to be cool with Fat Joe no more. Because Joe, the moment you saw an opportunity to capitalize off a mistake or some of your errors and my blunders, you did. And you trashed me and threw me under the bus in order to look good or look right about a situation, in order to get applause and kudos. Because he got applause and kudos for calling Irv a sucker. Even though that's your brother, I ain't calling my brother no sucker or no weirdo publicly for anybody's approval. I don't care what monetary gain is behind it, what type of, and Fat Joe's made a lot of money, right? But, so it may not be about the money, but it's about the look. Just look at, like, for real, you get a lot of supporters by saying that, right? You get a lot of pats on the back by saying that. But I'm not trashing my brother. I'm not throwing him under the bus. I'm not making him look bad. I'm not making him look like a weirdo. I'm not making him look like he's a foul scumbag of an individual publicly, when I know the rest of the world is already dumping on him. The rest of the world is already kicking him. The rest of the world is already clowning him out, laughing at him, pointing a finger, laughing at him. I'm talking about cracking jokes. It was jokes everywhere about Irv. And Irv, like, man, the last thing Irv want to see is he don't want to look up and see his brother doing the same thing. A dude that he say he love, and y'all say y'all love each other. You say you love me, and you trashing me like this? That ain't cool, man. You could call me and say whatever you got to say. You know, so I feel Irv Gotti in this situation. And Fat Joe, what did you expect was going to happen, dog? Chasing the media fame career, you can't have shit blurred, lines blurred and stuff going bad for you, man. Machiavelli Mills TV, I'm out. Peace.